Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 2 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. This weekend was the Giant RV Glen Helen, round 2 of the Lucas Oil Motocross. The 3 riders up on the stage here finished first, second, and third overall. I'd like to start it off with some questions for them as we can. The first question has to be for Aaron Plessinger. Aaron, last weekend, a solid ride. You ended up on the podium. What was the gear change from this week where you were able to come through the pack and go 1-1 on the day?
Just turn it off.
Check.
Okay.
Yeah, I went back after last weekend, and in the second moto, I couldn't really get going like I wanted to. And this week, we just pretty much worked on sprint speed. And I know that's where these guys excel a lot. And I worked on sprint speed a lot, and I really gelled with this track. My bike was working great, and I don't really know what the change was. I just felt really good this weekend.
Take us through some of the starts. Sometimes you're amazing starter, sometimes not so amazing. Today you were pretty doggone good.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes I get a good jump and sometimes I don't. But it's kind of all about my positioning. I have to have my body in the perfect position to get a good start because my height doesn't help me out with that. But it was good. I got 2 really good starts, and it's I don't know. I guess my timing was right. My body position was perfect.
Second question for Alex Martin. Very, very solid day for you today. First moto and second moto. That's a nice way to get into round 2.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of the same thing as AP after last weekend. Well, I mean, for me, I missed so much intensity with the Supercross season, not being able to participate in that. So for me, intensity was kind of a thing this week. Worked a lot on sprints and trying to get the body firing up. And I feel like it kind of paid off today. Both motos felt really good. Kind of fell apart a little bit in the middle of the first moto, but second moto came out with the whole shot. And 3-3 for second overall. For me, it's a great start, and just building. You know, it's early, the season's young, and I want to be there at the end. So we're just gonna keep getting better week by week, and hopefully we'll be there.
Jeremy Martin, as a 2-time 250 outdoor motocross champion, here we are in the season, and you find yourself in the thick of it once again. So what's your thoughts here early in the 2018 Lucas Oil Series?
Yeah, the thoughts are good, you know. Second last weekend, third this weekend, and we still got a lot of racing left, and we got the bike better from last weekend. We did some testing, and I tried something a little different in the first moto and wasn't kind of jiving. And I had a massive battle for 30+2. Just got annihilated from AP's teammate, Justin Cooper. Man, we were battling. And then Moto 2 got off to a better start. And Aaron was a little bit faster right there in the middle part and got Alex and I. And then, I battled with with the brother forever, you know. And I was like, dude, get out of the way. But I was able to send it in deep and get him on the outside, and it was a good battle. He went off the track a couple times, and reminds me of, you know, racing back a couple years ago when we'd battle during the week.
I'd like to open it up to questions from the media for these individuals. We have a microphone for you. Guy B.
I'll leave it open for whoever wants to answer. But last week there was a little concern coming here. You know, we'd seen some videos beforehand. Was the track better or worse, or did you like how it worked out?
I like the track, honestly. I think they tamed the jumps down pretty well, and it wasn't too sketchy. I think the track turned out really good, and it was a good racetrack.
Yeah, I think we were a little nervous seeing those jumps on Instagram. I'm glad that they were able to knock those down and make it somewhat more manageable for 70 minutes of racing. But for us, like, we all started up front and we didn't have to deal with passing so much, so it wasn't so bad. But I feel like it was pretty tough to pass on that track today. I mean, even with us coming through the lappers, didn't seem like they ripped it. Same thing at Hangtown, like, they didn't really rip it, and I feel like it's kind of hard to pass when it's not deep like that. So other than that, I mean, second moto, I thought the track developed some better lines, and it was probably the best it was all day.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, they had a lot of options, and I think some of the outsides were a little too far out from the inside. So it was like you could monorail, but you just couldn't quite make a move. So, I think when like Redbud, there's got some big jumps, but it's kind of a simpler layout. They just dug it really deep, and then they water the crap out of it and let it get rough, and then multiple lines show up, So, like Alex said, they kind of haven't really dug the track super gnarly deep at Hangtown or here, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of that in the future.
So, Alex, you had a pretty savage battle with your brother there in the second moto, and he said you ran in on him pretty hard. Do you try and go easier on him because he's your brother? Harder?
Definitely harder.
He races me harder, man.
It's funny because I didn't look back. I was pumped at that the whole moto, but I knew like him and Zach were there, and I could see the pit boards, and I'm like, whatever. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, yeah, Vegas Supercross a couple weeks ago, poor kid sits behind whoever it was, the whole main event. I'm like, this kid doesn't know how to pass, so I'm fine. Like, I'll just keep riding my race, and he'll rev his brains out, won't make any progress. And but yeah, he got a little lucky. I made a couple mistakes, went off the track, and some lappers really started to spice it up a little bit, and he was able to get around me, and it definitely fired me up a little bit. And I tried to retaliate there, and it was good until a couple of lappers again got in the way, and then it was pretty much game over. But overall, it's always fun to be racing Little Bro, and just happy to be up there.
Aaron Hansen with Racer X. This is for any of you guys. It didn't get real hot today, like it can here. Did that let you push harder for longer, or did it have any effect on your motos?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a little hotter, you definitely see some guys tank a little bit. But nonetheless, when you're up at the front and you're battling the front guys, like, dude, they're all strong. I think they can attest for that. Like, AP's not going to quit. My brother's not going to quit, and neither is Zach. So whether it's hot or cold, we're still charging.
Yeah, I think we now we got our endurance pretty top notch. So whether it's hot or cold, we're out there for the whole thing, and we're gonna push for the whole moto.
Yeah, kind of in line with these guys. I mean, right now you have 4 guys, AP, Jerma, Zach, and myself, that are kind of up there in the points. And I mean, I know it's young with only 2 races, but like literally we're all fit. We all have the speed. So it's just going to be about consistency and trying to capitalize on each week, whether it's cold or hot or humid or whatever it is, muddy. It's going to be a dogfight this summer.
Next question from the media. Final question then for you guys. My final question for Aaron Plessinger. No dance after the 1-1?
It's a little harder to dance after an outdoor than it is a Supercross. Outdoors is a little bit more body wearing than Supercross is, so I'm a little bit tired after an outdoor.
Jeremy Martin, last question. I know that you've been spending a lot of time with the Tomax training. Will this elevation change and your familiarity with it be a big advantage next week?
Like I said, these guys they're good. I think it does help. I mean, I know from training up there, like, I feel a difference. It's pretty crazy. When I first went up there, I felt like a chain smoker, and it took about 2-3 weeks to kind of adapt to it, and then I was back to normal. So I think it helps a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe if battling with Big Al or AP at the end of the moto, I might have a little advantage.
And Alex Martin, what's your thoughts? You've been there before. What's your thoughts on heading into to Lakewood, Colorado?
Yeah, I love it. I like that track a lot. Never really noticed much with altitude, honestly. I mean, it's only like 5,600 feet, so for me, it's all about only. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe us Martins are genetic freaks or something. I don't know, but regardless, starts are critical there, and I like that track. You can throw some big whips over some of the tabletops and get nasty. So looking forward to it.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to seeing all 3 of you there next week, folks. This is the podium in the 250 class. Aaron Plessinger with the 1-1. Alex Martin and Jeremy Martin round out the podium. These guys are heading to Lakewood, Colorado next week. So look forward to seeing you all there.